Hey guys, I'm back and I'm here with another foundation review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation. If you guys want to see more on this foundation, just keep on watching. Okay guys, so when you first receive or purchase your Studio Skin foundation, you are going to receive it in this packaging. This is like just a standard cardboard box packaging. In the front you're going to find the foundation. It does say that it's a Studio Skin 15-hour wear hydrating foundation. This is oil free and it's one fluid ounce, 1 liter. I was gonna say 1 liter, imagine that. Oh my god, 1 liter of foundation. It is 1 fluid ounce, 30 ml. So when you turn it onto its side, it says be flawless for 15 hours. Now I'm gonna get more into that later as far as my thoughts on the 15-hour wear. I haven't worn it for a total of 15 hours, but I have worn it close to 15 hours, and we'll get into that a little bit more later. When you turn it on to the other side, is this going to have like the little SKU, other information about products and stuff like that. Now the back is going to have a lot of information. So in the back it says this hydrating foundation was created in our LA photo studio to look and feel amazing throughout an entire 15-hour shoot. Medium to full coverage, buildable coverage, oil free, controls oil all day, sweat, humidity and exercise resistant, color true and transfer resistant, demi matte finish. It says to use, blend well over skin with brush, sponge or fingertips starting in the center of the face. And then it has it in like a different language in the back as well. I am going to get more into if it's sweat proof and all the other things that it claims to be on the box here, and if I believe those things to be true in my personal opinion. Now a little disclaimer guys, everybody's skin is different. I am just going to share with you guys my thoughts and my opinion on this product. Some people might have different opinions or different thoughts on the product, and to each its own. It's somebody's opinion, so you guys don't have to agree with me. Now I did pick up the shade 3.35 and I have used this already, so I kind of know how I feel about the foundation. Now I usually do like a first impressions, but I couldn't wait. I really wanted to use this. My best friend was telling me how much she really liked this foundation, so I was like, oh, I have to try it. Now when you open it up, in here it's gonna have some fun studio tips that you can, you know, get some tips on the foundation. It says for a more sheer coverage, worn between fingers before applying. Then it comes with a little trial size of their Smashbox primer. I already own like the little travel size of these. I own like a couple of these. I did use this to go ahead and prime, which you guys are going to see a demo later in the later on in the video. Now as far as the packaging goes, that's about it. It does have like a little for pro artist tips and stuff, so you can hit up this website. So I mean, if you guys are interested, go ahead and do that. Now once you finally take it out of the package, you are going to find this bottle. It is a glass bottle, very nice and sleek. It has the black top. This is a pump, which I personally love because I don't like to have to dip into my product. Now, like I said, this is 1 fluid ounce. It has a shelf life of 24 months, which I'm pretty sure if you're like me and you like a full coverage, you're definitely going to go through this before 2 years. As far as oily free, it did not feel oily at all when I applied. And when you disperse it, I don't know, actually I showed you guys on there. And then like I said, I did pick it up in, and like I said, I did pick this up in the shade 3.35. Now I do feel like this is a perfect match for me. As far as the finish, it felt to me more like a matte or satin matte finish. I am not very much a fan of the dewiness. I do it every now and then, but I usually don't go for a dewy look. I was really interested in this because I heard that this is similar to the Double Wear, except it's a little bit more moisturizing, which I was really happy about. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the demo, and I'll get with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I've already done my eyebrows. I'm going to go ahead and color correct right in here, just because I get really dark right in here no matter like the foundation. Throughout the day it always seems to show through, and then I have this dark shadow here, like, well, right in here, and it usually doesn't look good throughout the day. I've already went ahead and moisturized. I actually primed twice. I used the Smashbox Photo Finish primer. I figured since I'm gonna go ahead and do the review on the Smashbox Studio Skin, that these two would go hand in hand. So I did that, and I also used the drops. Now the drops just allow for my skin to look a lot smoother when I'm done. I have crow's feet underneath my eyes, and the foundation tends to settle in the creases. So I really have been enjoying the primer oil. If you guys want to see a review on the primer oil, just click right here. I'm going to leave it in the description box down below as well. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this because you guys have seen me color correct a bunch of times, but I'm just going to color correct and then we'll get started with the application. Okay, so now that I've color corrected where I want, I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation. Now I did pick up the shade 3.35. I have used this before, so I do know how it's going to work. So this isn't going to be first impressions per se. I noticed that I've had to use 4 to 5 pumps of foundation to achieve a full coverage look. Now you guys know I like full coverage. If you guys are looking for medium coverage to like a light coverage, you guys can also achieve it with like a lighter application, but I personally go for more full coverage. So I used about 4 pumps just now, so I'm gonna go ahead and dot them all over my face. And I've noticed that I have like this formula a lot more when I use my beauty blender. The brush application is nice as well, but I personally prefer to use a beauty blender anyways over my brush on a regular basis. So I was happy that this worked really well with the, you know, beauty blender. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some dots over my skin. Now, one of the claims that this foundation had was that it's sweat proof, and I can honestly say right now, before we even like really get into it, is that that's not true. Because once I'm one that sweats quite a bit. Now I do have a clean beauty blender. I just wiped off the excess that was left onto the beauty blender, but it was clean before I started. And it's damp as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this all in. And like I said, I have used it before. I can honestly say that this isn't sweat proof whatsoever. I do sweat quite easily, as you guys know. I'm always sweating up in my videos. Speaking of sweating, I had the freaking fan on and you guys probably heard it the entire time. I apologize. Yeah, so I do tend to sweat quite a bit, so I have had the opportunity to test that claim out with this foundation, and it does start to separate like from itself. Once you start getting sweaty, the foundation will start to separate, which I am not a fan of because I sweat so easily that it looks really bad right in here when I start to get really sweaty, which is the first area that usually starts sweating, is right in my lip area and in my nose area. So then it's like super patchy looking, and I don't like that at all. I mean, it does stay in place for the most part, but as far as that goes, no. Now, the application, this is a very light foundation. As you can see, this is one application. I did use a total of 4 pumps though to start off. Now, if you're not used to blending out that much at one time, then I would recommend starting off with like 1 to 2 pumps and then just like blending them in. But I usually start off with all the pumps I need at one time and just go ahead and blend in. Now this does offer me like an amazing coverage. As you can see, I do have like a blemish right in that little area that has been covered already. My under eyes look really great. The discoloration around my mouth, with the help of the color corrector, is absolutely gone. So I'm really happy with that. Now the color from here to my neck is like a perfect match. So I don't know, I'm really happy with the color and the coverage of this foundation. Now, I do like this foundation because it is more on the yellow side and not so much on the orange side, which I do not like because I already color correct with orange. I don't want to add more orange to my skin because then I walk around looking like Donald Trump or I'm looking like freaking Oompa Loompa, and I do not want to look like either one of those guys. So yeah, I really like that it has such a yellow undertone. Now the 3.35, I feel like that was my perfect shade. Like, look at that from here to here. It is like a beautiful match. So I'm really happy with the color that I chose. I'm gonna go ahead and right now, like usual, it feels kind of damp. I do need to let it set a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and conceal, contour, do all of the shipping, and I'll be back with my final thoughts on the foundation. Alright guys, so this is the final look. As you can see, the foundation definitely looks very matte. It's settled down. It does not transfer at all onto my hands. Given I did set it, I have tried it. It does say 15 hours. I usually, when I did first test this out, I tried it when I went to work at about 3 o'clock in the morning. I left here about 3. I didn't get home till almost about 3. So that was 12 hours of wear. Now, it didn't look flawless or anything like that, but it definitely still was intact. I did have quite a few spots that were patchy, especially right in here. Overall, guys, I really am in love with this foundation. The finish is beautiful. You guys know I love a matte. It does settle down, but doesn't feel like matte feels, like so tight. Given I did use the primer oil, which I did notice it didn't affect the finish whatsoever. It just looks nice and flawless. The full coverage, I mean, it's full coverage. I would say medium to full coverage. You can build it up to a full coverage if you apply a few more pumps of the foundation, or if you have like a lot more clear skin than I, because I do have like acne scars and discoloration in my skin, so I definitely had to color correct. Would I say it's 15 hours of wear? I'm not sure. I've only wore it for about 12 hours. The finish after the 12 hours was more like a satin, just because you know, sweaty, kind of like muggy. My makeup moved around and I didn't set it throughout the day. So I think if I would have set it, it would have definitely lasted for that long. Now, given I do not wear my makeup that long throughout the day, but I'm definitely going to give this foundation a 9 out of 10, just for the simple fact that it says it's like sweat proof. I do notice that when I sweat right in my lip, it does start to separate throughout the day. So I notice that I do like to set these areas really well because I don't want them to start separating. Like always, guys, if you guys have any questions about this foundation, or if I missed anything about the foundation, feel free to ask me down in the comment box below. Everything you guys need to know will be in the description box below. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with somebody who might find it useful, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Like the lipstick I'm wearing in this video, go ahead and check out a full review and swatches of the collection. For more of me, follow me at Instagram at I am Sasha Fierce 411 and Snapchat at Sasha Fierce 411.